Are you curious about the one thing that's stopping most pharmacists from being an entrepreneur? Well, watch this video to get my thoughts on what's stopping majority of pharmacists. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kevin Yee the PharmD, aka Kevin the Refugee. In today's video, I am actually going to be talking about what I think is stopping most entrepreneurs from launching their own business or actually executing on their idea. So keep in mind, growing up, my dad always told me to be an entrepreneur, and I dipped my toes in it. I remember one of my first businesses was actually a protein company. Literally, I was fulfilling orders with my brother. We'd make like 20 bucks per bottle and buy these bulk powders and just fulfill them in our computer room, right? I remember that moment and I was just like, dude, this isn't profitable. Like, let's go for something safe, something guaranteed, something that is certain, right? So I went that route. I went in the world of pharmacy, and if you even talk to my pharmacy friends, a lot of them were saying, hey Kevin, you should actually do business, you'd be really good at it. But in my head I was like, nah, that's just not for me. I just want something more secure, right? And they said that because I was really into alternative education, online education. I was learning about marketing and stuff and learning how to network. So that's what I was doing, right? And I remember even during my last year of pharmacy school, and when I first met Joe from JK Films, I wanted to be a government pharmacist. I wanted to serve in the public health service and serve as a public health pharmacist. I thought it was very, very respectable. And I still do think it's respectable, but it was safe and it was high paying and it sounded like a cool adventure. But at the time they weren't accepting applications, so I had to wait. And so I go on the retail route. And I quickly learned that in the corporate world, man, it just wasn't for me. I just wanted my own autonomy. Don't get me wrong, I work well with others, but I like doing more grand scheme type of things, masterminding, leadership, planning, and that's literally what my strength finder, like now I know that my strength finder tells me that that's what I meant to do, but I just wasn't fulfilled in the bottom levels of pharmacy. And no matter how much I tried to prove myself, no one would really give me a chance, right? No matter what awards and stuff, but whatever, that's besides the point. So then during that time, I started studying marketing. I started studying like basic online courses and stuff. And for a long time, I wanted to do my own online course, right? But I just was never successful. And I asked myself, why, right? And I think the number one thing, like if you talk to a lot of pharmacists, their number one thing is like, hey man, I don't really like my job, but I want to do something else, but I don't know what to do. I have this idea, but I just don't know if it's going to be the right fit. And that's the thing, right? I was there too. I get that whole thing, and it's just like, oh, in your head it's not safe, and you don't know if this idea is the perfect thing. And it makes sense to me now looking back on it, because here's the thing, a lot of pharmacists, if we make mistakes on our job, it could kill someone. It could kill someone's child if we give the wrong medication. It could kill somebody's grandmother, father, child, whatever, right? These are people's lives in our hands, so we can't afford to make mistakes. So we're essentially from the beginning conditioned not to make mistakes. I mean, even in pharmacy school, you're taught don't make any mistakes. You want to get a perfect score on all your exams. But guess what? We're not in the world of business. Mistakes are a necessity. You have to make mistakes. Everything is based off trial and error. I mean, you might think that you might know everything when it comes to running a marketing campaign, but you always assuming that you know nothing, right? And I think this is what stops people, because here's the thing, an idea is great, but at the end of the day, an idea means fucking nothing if you don't take any action on it, right? If you don't take any action, it just stays a fucking idea. And guess what? You're doing everyone a disservice by not making it happen. It's like you have the cure to cancer that's gonna pass all the FDA, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? But it's all up in here. There's no actual physical product. There's no like studies and stuff like that. It has to start up here, and you have to take actions to make it a reality. So that's the number one thing I think is stopping a lot of pharmacists. But here's the good news. Since we come from a science background, we also know the value of testing our hypotheses, right? And that's what it should be like, right? We should always be constantly testing our hypothesis, right? How do I know? Well, instead of being like, I don't know whether this idea is going to work and just throwing our hands up in the air, we should really be asking ourselves, like, how can I know? How can I figure it out? What are different ways I can test this idea out? Can I somehow do some market research, or can I do an email opt-in and stuff and see if there's an interest in this market? Or is anyone else offering a similar product, and can I do a better job at it, right? So guys, I think it doesn't have to be that fucking complicated, and that's the problem with a lot of pharmacists. They make their ideas too goddamn complicated, so then they get analysis paralysis and never execute on an idea. I see it happen so many times. I see it happen to not only pharmacists, but a lot of 9-to-5ers. And here's the thing, if you want to do part-time or full-time business owner and stuff like that, you have to take a risk at some point, because mistakes is part. In order to test, you need to make mistakes. In order to make sure you have the right idea, you need to make mistakes. Entrepreneurship is not about thinking about the best idea. Entrepreneurship is really about taking action and learning from your mistakes, right? As simple as it sounds. So guys, let me ask you, if you're a pharmacist, what kind of ideas do you have? Have you been thinking about it? And what's one thing that you can take action, not tomorrow, not next week, today, to fucking day, right? Where you can move one step closer on having a life that you really want, right? Let me know, guys. I will see you guys later. Take care. Peace.